This video, I'm going to show you how to solve for Model 4 guided lab that is introducing Amazon Elastic File System, Amazon EFS. Okay, so by the end of this video, you are going to get a score of 15 out of 15. Okay, so follow closely and then let's get right to it. Okay, so this is the solution for Model 4 guided lab that is introducing Amazon Elastic File System as Amazon EFS. So by the end of this lab, the requirements are to be able to log in to the AWS Management Console and then create an Amazon EFS file system and then log in to the Amazon Elastic Cloud Compute, that's the Amazon EC2 instance that runs Amazon Linux, and then also mount the file system to an EC2 instance and then also examine and monitor the performance of the file system. So I have already started the lab. So I'm going to click on to start the lab, just select the start lab here. So I've already selected the lab, started the lab, and then I will just click on AWS to start the management console. So after clicking the AWS, it will automatically sign me in. Yeah, so now I'm seeing my management console here. All right, so let's check the requirements. All right, so we've have done this already. So the first task is creating a security group to access your EFS pass system, right? So the security group that you associate with the mount target must allow inbound access for TCP on port 2044 network file system. Okay, so this is the security group that you will now create, configure, and attach to the EFS mount target. So the requirements are in the management console on the services menu, choose EC2. So let's go to the management console and choose EC2 here. Okay. Then let me come back and say in the navigation pane on the left, choose security groups and then copy the security group ID of the EFS client security group to your text editor. Okay, so let's first check the security groups here. Security groups. Okay, so security groups are here. And then we said we should check the EFS here. Copy the security group ID of the EFS client. Okay, so let's click on. We said we should copy this. Yeah, so this security group ID. So let's copy it. Sorry. Yeah, copy it and then open a text editor or notepad and then let me clear this. I'm going to paste it here, right? It is the requirement. Okay, so I've copied it. And then the next thing to do is to choose security group, choose create security group, then configure this name. So I'm going to create a security group. Let me go back to the security groups and then create security group. Okay, so I have to configure these things. So the security group name is the EFS mount target. So I'll copy it and then paste it here. And then the description is inbound NFS access from EFS client. So I'm going to copy that and then also paste it in the description. Alright. So the next thing to do is to select the lab VPC and then under the inbound session choose add rule. So here I'm going to choose the lab VPC. Alright. And then in the inbound rules, I'm going to add a rule. All right. So the next thing to do is to configure the type to be NFS. The type should be NFS. NFS. Okay, so the NFS is here. Yes. So the next thing to configure is the source should be custom, and then in the custom box, I will paste the security group ID, the ID that I copied. So let me first select the ID here. Okay, and then so I should choose the custom. Yes, the custom, and then the next thing to do is in the custom box I should paste the security group ID. So here I'm going to paste this here. All right. So that's what I did. And then after that, I'll just create security group. Scroll down and then create security group. So I have successfully created the security group here. So task 1 is done. So with task 2, they say creating an EFS file system, and then the requirements are to open the services menu and then choose EFS. So on the services menu, you are going to choose EFS and then open it. Okay, and then choose create file system, and in the create file system window choose customize. So we are going to select create file system, and then we are going to choose customize here. Alright, so what's the next instruction? Step 1, uncheck enable automatic backup, and then select the life cycle management to none. So we have to uncheck the enable automatic backup here, and then set the life cycle policy to none. Okay, so to none here, and set this one to none. Yes. And then the next thing to do is in the tag section configure the key as name, and then the value as my first file system. Okay, so let's go to the console, and then in the tag section we will expand it, and then for the key we are going to type name, and then for the value we are going to paste this one here. Let's check if there is any other. Okay, choose next. Alright, and then for VPC select lab VPC. So we'll choose next here, and then for this, and then for the VPC we are going to choose the lab VPC here. You can see the lab VPC here, so select that one. And then what's the next requirement? Detach the default security group from each availability zone on target by choosing this cancel checkbox on each default security group. Okay, so we have to cancel all this, yes, as required. Then attach the EFS mount target security group to each availability zone mount targeted by selecting each security group checkbox. Okay, so we are going to attach the EFX, the expand it here, and we are going to attach this EFX to each of them, right? This EFX to each of them, and then choosing EFX mount target. Okay, so we've done that. Then this is how it's going to look like. Your mount target should look like the following example. The diagram shows 2 mount targets in the lab VPC. Okay, so we've seen that here. Okay, yes, and then choose next, and then on step 3 choose next. Okay, so you are going to choose next here, and then on step 3, as you can see here, you should choose next. So review your configuration and then choose create. So let's review it. Right now we have this. The performance mode is general purpose, and then throughput mode is elastic. The availability zone is regional. Okay, so everything is done here, right? The mount target is set here. So we are going to choose create. Okay, so we have now created a new EFS power system in our lab VPC, and then mount target in each lab VPC subnet. Okay, right. So we are going to see it here, right? We've seen it here. And say proceed to the next step after the mount target. Okay, for each mount target availability, choose the screen refresh button after 2 to 3 minutes to check its progress. Okay, so I think yeah, it is available here, right? Available and then enabled. All right, so that is for task 2. So let's move on with task 3. We have to connect our EC2 instance via SSH. Okay, so in this task you connect your EC2 instance by using secure shell, that's the SSH, right? So I am using a Microsoft Windows, so I'm going to use this. So they said for Microsoft Windows users, right? These instructions are specifically for Microsoft Windows users. So above the instructions that you are currently reading, choose details, drop down menu, and then select show. The credential window opens, and then choose download PPK. So let's select here and then show. Yes, this is what okay. They said we've downloaded our labs user.ppk file, right? So that is the requirement here, right? But then save the lab user ppk file. So typically your browser saves the file to the download directory. Yes. So let's go to our download directory and then cut the file and then paste it in our favorable folder. Okay. So I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to paste it here. All right. And then note the EC2 public IP address if it is displayed. So let's check. Let's search for EC2. Open it. Let's open the instance that's running to see our public IP address. Okay. Let's open it and then select this EFS, and we can see that we have our public IP address here. Okay. This is what they are talking about. If it is displayed, then exit the details panel by choosing this X. Alright, and to use the SSH, the EC2 instance, you must use PuTTY. Alright, so if you don't have PuTTY on your PC, you can download the PuTTY here and then install it. Right, just double click it and then it will open. So I already have the PuTTY, right? And so to keep the PuTTY session open for a longer period, use connection. So let's open the PuTTY here, double click it, and now we have our PuTTY here. Okay, and then what are they saying? So for it to last longer, you choose connection, and then seconds between keep alive. We are going to set it to 30. To 30, right? Yes. Then configure your booting session by using the following settings. So choose session, and then host name or IP address. Paste the EC2 public IP, for the instance you noted earlier. Alright, so let's go to and then copy the public IP address. Let's check. Okay, session, the host name should be the public IP address. So the host name is going to be the public IP address here. Okay. There's an alternative, but then we've already done that. So then back in Putty, in the connection list, expand SSH. So in the connection list, you expand this SSH, and then choose the out, this out, and then credential. Yes. Another private key file for authentication. Choose browse. This one, choose browse, and then we are going to paste our labs user.ppk file, right? So I saved it here. So where you save this, you have to open that folder and then import the ppk file here. Alright, so after that, choose open, accept, and your ppk file must open here. Alright, so you have to trust and then connect to the host. Choose accept. You've already accepted that. So when you are prompted with login as enter EC2 user, okay, so let's copy it and then paste it here. Enter. Okay. And then this action connects you to the EC2 instance. And this is for Microsoft Windows. So if you are using Linux, then you follow this instruction. Okay. So let's go to the next task, because I think they stated it here, right? If you are using Windows, then you have to go to the next task. Okay. So let's check the next task for task 4. So let's continue with task 4. So for task 4, it's creating a new directory and then mounting the EFS file system. Okay. So in the SSH session, make a new directory by entering this. So let's just copy it and then paste it here. Okay. Yeah. And hit enter. Alright. So back in the management console, on the services menu, choose EFS. So on the services menu, you are going to search EFS and then open it. Okay, then choose my first EFS file system. Let's wait for the EFS to open. Yes, we are going to choose my first EFS file system here. Just click on it. Yes. And then in the Amazon EFS console, on the top right corner of the page, choose attach. We are going to choose attach here. Okay. And then copy the entire command in the using the NFS client information. Alright. You should copy the entire command. So we should copy all this. Let's paste it in the text editor here. Okay. Right. So this is how they are saying it will look like, and it's true, right? It looks similar. Okay. And then in your Linux SSH, mount the mount your Amazon EFS file system by pasting the command, then press enter. So let's go to the SSH and then paste the command we just copied and then hit enter. Yeah. And get full summary of available and use this by entering this. So let's copy this and then paste it and hit enter. And now we have our output here. Okay. And then the following screenshot is an example of the output from the following this file system command. Okay, let's see. Yes, we have similar thing here, right? We have similar thing here. So let's continue with the rest of the task. So let's continue with task 5. So with task 5, we are to examine the performance behavior of the new EFS file system. Alright. So let's look at the requirements. So examine the right performance characteristics of your file system by entering this. So let's copy this. Yes. And then paste it in the SSH. Hit enter. Okay. So the flow command will take 5 to 10 minutes to complete. And you are seeing that the output will look like this. Okay, let's check it. And it will take 5 to 10 minutes to finish. So let's wait a while and then because I'm going to um, pause the video and then when it is done, we'll continue with that. So let's continue monitoring performance by using the Amazon CloudWatch. So in the management console, in the services menu, you choose CloudWatch. So you just search for, let's close this and then search for CloudWatch and open it. So in the navigation pane on the left, choose metrics. We are going to choose metrics here. Metrics. Then in all metrics tab, choose EFX. So in all metrics tab, you choose EFX. So you can see it here. Choose EFX. Then choose file system metrics. File system metrics. Then select the row that has the permitted throughput metric name. The row that has the permitted throughput metric name. Yeah, this. Then on the graph, choose the drag and choose and drag around the data line. If you do not see the line graph, adjust the time of the graph. So let's see if you are going to see the graph here. And yes, you can see the graph here, right? So you can choose the time range Let's select one now and then see. Select 3 days. This is very small. Alright, so you can see the graphs here. And so we should point your pointer. Yes, we did that and then we saw um, something going on here. Yeah. So the throughput of the EFS scales as the file system grows. Okay. Okay. So in all metrics tab, uncheck the box for permitted throughput. So instead we should uncheck the box for the permitted throughput. And what else? Select the checkbox for data, write IO bytes, and data. This one. So let's select it. And then choose the graph metrics tab. This one. And then on the statistics column, select sum. So on the statistics column, let's expand this. Okay, so on the statistics column, you select sum. On period column, select 1 minute. And post a pointer on the peak of the graph. So let's look on the peak of the graph. Okay, so you see it here. Yeah. So I think that's all. Let's submit the assignment and then look at the marks for that. Let's wait a while and you see the results. Okay, so now you can see that we had everything right, 15 out of 15.